kind of made me more dangerous because I was angry and strong. And I feel bad for how I used to intimidate everyone, even people I love. So no matter how much I tried to get rid of my anger through the gym or through weights or through drugs, it never fully worked. It just did it for that time that I was in the gym. If there was one person, even if one person heard this and they knew that anger feeling, I want them to know that there's a way out.
All right, Jesse, tell me your story.
Okay, so growing up, I had a pretty average family. It's a pretty normal upbringing. I went to church with my parents when I was under the age of 13, but I never really understood it or really wanted to be there. I just went because they made me go. When I was 16, I moved out of home and I went to live with my older brother in a different city. And he was involved in some bad things. And through that, I was led down a path, and I was quite impressionable, and led me to a lifestyle of being in a gang and living a violent lifestyle, full of drugs, and yeah, you name it. That went on for maybe 15 years, living like that. And over that time, saw a lot of bad things happen. It kind of made me a hardened person to the world. Saw and did a lot of things that I wish I didn't. But I chose to leave that because it was getting out of control when one day I just packed my bags and left and didn't go back to it. I tried to settle down and just get a job and try to live a normal life, which wasn't normal for me. So I got a job and I met someone and sort of tried to calm down, settle my life down. But a lot of the things from my past created problems in my life, and I was still heavily addicted to drugs, still very angry. I had a very bad anger issue. It was pretty out of control. A lot of people in my life were scared of me and intimidated by me. And I just wasn't the dad that I needed to be. I wasn't the man that I needed to be. I was pretty off the rails. So I was working at my job one day, and I met this guy, and he could see that I was troubled and that I was pretty angry. And he handed me a King James Bible, and I accepted the gift and didn't think anything of it, and put it on top of my fridge, and it sat there for years. And throughout the years went on, and all my problems seemed to compound. All the feelings of my past and my mistakes and the pain, it all sort of built up to a point, and I had real bad anxiety. Some days I couldn't even Couldn't even leave the house. It's kind of a bit like PTSD, just from the violence that I'd been used to growing up. And yeah, it was a real difficult time. I didn't know what to do, and my life was really spiraling out of control. I ended up losing that job that I'd got, and I was on the verge of losing my family. And I was on my motorbike, and I was riding angry. Even on that day prior, I think I was had a road rage incident and almost got into a fist fight with someone. And I was riding angry, and I crashed, and I came off at high speed and was hospitalized and had to recover at home for quite some time. And over that time, I spent a lot of time on the internet because I couldn't really get out and about. And I was on YouTube, and I saw a video, and it was about this man talking about Jesus and how he died on the cross. And there was something about it that spoke to me. And maybe I didn't think about it for another couple of days, but it actually led me to, because I was seeking for something to help me with all my pain and misery and anger. And I was turning to drugs, and it's like my anger was just covering up the pain inside. I was a broken man. And watching that video, it led me to the Bible on top of the fridge that this guy had given me years before. And I started reading, I think it was the book of Matthew and the words of Jesus, and man, it really affected me. And I spent my whole life trying to be this hard, tough guy, and I was reading these words and I was just crying. And I just knew that it was the truth. And I know that Jesus Christ died on the cross for me, and he paid the price for my sins. And I feel like I know that I didn't deserve that because of my past and everything I'd done. I just felt like I wasn't worthy. And I remember the day I went outside, and I had all these issues going on, my anxiety, I'd lost my job, I was feeling real messed up. My family was about to be broken up. My life was spiraling out of control. And I remember just standing outside and just crying out to the Lord and just saying, Jesus, please help me. I was just hurting so bad. And when I gave my life to Christ and I trusted him as my Lord and Savior, it's like the heart that I had was really hard was taken out of me. And all of a sudden I felt all this love that I had never felt before in my life. And I dedicated my life to Jesus Christ, and I choose to serve him. And I know that he fixed me, he healed me. The world tried very hard to break me, and it worked, and Jesus healed me, he fixed me. And I gave my life to him, and I serve him. And after that, after asking for his help and giving my life to him, it was pretty miraculous what happened. Once I understood my sin, and it's like my eyes were opened to all the sin that I was living, and I wanted to change. So I turned my life around. I gave up the drugs instantly. My anger was gone, and all the pain that I had felt was gone. And that was sort of overwhelming for me at the time. I just couldn't stop crying because I'd never felt love a lot in my life, especially in my teenage and 20s, 30s. I'm used to people being hard on me and me hard back to them. But the love of Jesus changed me 100%. And I was no longer angry. I didn't feel the pain that I felt. There was like that empty hole, and that was gone. The blessings that the Lord gave to me after that, when I asked for his help, he certainly helped me. The very next day, I think it was, I received a phone call, and it was a job offer. Someone had heard how good I'd worked in a previous job, and I had a job that very next day. Through my heart being changed, I was able to mend broken relationships, and now I'm married, and I have 3 sons and a daughter on the way, and the Lord has blessed me greatly. And sometimes I feel like I don't deserve everything that he's given me. I'm extremely grateful. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Sorry, Jesse. God's love is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. The work that he's done in my life is pretty incredible.
Was there anyone in your life that you believe was praying for you in those years you were away from God?
My mother probably was. Yeah.
How did you view Christians at the time?
At that time, I probably viewed Christians as weak, and I leant towards being anti-Christian, and a lot of the tattoos I have are of devils and things of an evil nature. I think that was the world and the guys that I was with into the same sort of thing. You kind of got to understand, being in gang life, it's all about toughness and how hard you are and how tough you can be and how much you can hurt someone physically. So you kind of shut down all your feelings, and anger takes number 1 place.
Do you remember the feeling you had, the emotion or thought when you watched that video?
I think I was so lost when I was broken from my motorcycle crash and had my life spiraling out of control. I was so lost. And I heard, on that video, I heard that there's an answer, there's a way. And Jesus is the way. He's the only way.
Is there anything in your life prior to trusting Christ that you did? And I know we talked about maybe the gym a little. Was that a way to try and release the anger?
Yeah, I probably tried a few ways to release that anger. I probably hid behind the anger, and to dull the anger, I'd take drugs to make me feel a bit better. And it doesn't. If anything, it makes it worse. One of the ways that I would try to get my anger under control, maybe release it a little bit, would be through boxing, through the gym. I used to work out, be dedicated to the gym, because I could put my all into it and just really put my energy behind trying to get that anger out of me. It never fully worked, and in a way, it kind of made me more dangerous because I was angry and strong, and I feel bad for how I used to intimidate everyone, even people I love. So no matter how much I tried to get rid of my anger through the gym or through weights or through drugs, it never fully worked. It just did it for that time that I was in the gym. It's just so overwhelming, anger, when you let it run your life. It just takes control. If anything, if there was one person, even if one person heard this and they knew that anger feeling, I want them to know that there's a way out. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to live in anger to hide the pain that you're actually going through. If you give it all to Jesus, He takes it all from you.